This is our new homestead, or we call it the Farmstead. This is the Buchanan Oasis Farmstead, and this is where Michigan Memory Lane Campground will be located. Okay, so I brought you up to drive, so let's get this show on the road. I did make myself a t-shirt, even though it still didn't come out the best. I think it's because my ink and stuff is old, because I haven't used my sublimation printer and stuff in so long. But let me get my gear on. So, as you can see, I do have dreads. So the one thing that I do is cover my head up when I'm going to walk in the woods, because I can't afford to have ticks. So, let me flip this around and give you a shot. There's Muffin. There's Brownie. And this is the Buchanan Oasis Farmstead. There's my tent. Bought it over from the other house. It's just sitting there. And here is a view of our backyard. We have a barn that has to be finished. It does have the metal roof on it, but we bought the place and that's how it is, and so we'll take care of that sooner or later. And if you haven't seen in my other video, we haven't been here long, but here's a set of the girls that we have that are over here laying eggs. Looks like somebody's in the box right now. She might be giving us one. Here are some coops we're working on, and here are our little chicks that were babies that are coming of age. There's 17 of them in there. And so I'm gonna start the tour off over here. These structures were already on the property. Got some firewood there, that metal one there, that green one there, and this one here. I had these cleaned out this week, so now I just got to go in and do some work to them. This is the one that we're going to keep our chickens in for the winter, so we're trying to get it prepared. My husband is digging around it right now because we're going to put hardware cloth all the way around it, as well as take a look at the bottom of it. And we were looking for the electrical, so the only way to find it is to dig. And as you can see, all those tree roots, Muffin is in the way. Okay, and again, those were already here, so we're just gonna reinforce what's here. This part was here. I don't know if they had what they had in it, but we had them all cleaned out. And then we had to go around the property and kind of look at all the stuff that they left. And instead of throwing a lot of stuff away, what we've done, this is the last pile that we have to tackle. But what we've done is basically taken all of the things that we've been finding and staging them over here in this barn area, so that we can see what we need to use instead of buying stuff. So as you can see, there were pallets and tires and wire racks and plywood and, you know, all this good stuff. I do not know what these things are here. I think you use them to clean out something, but they had a bunch of them, so of course we kept them because they looked like they were good. There are a couple of these wire spools throughout the yard, so of course at some point we're going to get goats, so we kept those too. I want to make a table out of one or two of those, but let's get to the rest of the yard. The part that I'm walking on right now is 3 acres. It's all fenced in. There's electrical fencing, which is halfway around the back. And they had another fence running through here that they must have removed, because that's where it's kind of like the electrical stops at a certain point. I think it stops right there by the barn. So I think they had the electrical fence. And then when they installed the barn, they installed it on the path of where it went across to the coop, because that's where the other holes in the ground are. And that's one of those crab apple trees, and there's 2 pear trees on the side of it. There is the septic field, which is a engineered field, a newer one, which is absolutely awesome. It's one thing we don't have to worry about. I don't know who they kept in that, but we left it alone. The dogs go and run around it and chase stuff. That's the one thing, is that now my Jimmy rig fence, I don't have to use it. The electric fence is not turned on because they removed the controllers, but it's up. So my dogs get to run in this area. And when I tell you they have the time of their life out here, They just come back here and do whatever it is they want. And then we, you know, call them and they come sooner or later. We got some nice trees back here. And the previous owners, they had animals also. So, like this area of the yard is basically undisturbed. And the other area is, you know, we've had to do a lot of work since we've been here. And we still aren't done. So I basically put ads out. And I offer like $15 to $20 an hour. And I get a couple people or get a hit every now and then of somebody who really does want to work. And they come over and give me a day. And, you know, I put them on my list so I can call them back. And they answer and we kind of just tackling a little bit at a time. We still finding things in the yard. And so, like I said, we pick everything up and try to keep it. This nice pile of mulch, which I think is all mulch. I hope it's not. I mean, I don't know if it's I think it's just mulch and not compost. But we haven't really messed with it much. But it's good that it's here. And this area here, guys, I put this latch on because this little wraparound chain thing, nah. I needed something a little bit better. Let me see if I can get this open with one hand. The dogs are standing here because they think they're coming with me, but they aren't. I needed a real latch on here to keep them in. And it's not even on there right, but it is, you know, it cuts off from them being able to move that chain and sneak out. Because I think if they get out here, they will be running and they will not come back. And guess what? It's only so far into this woods that I go because I'm not going to get them. But this area right here. So once you leave this area of our yard, this is where my glamp ground is going to start. And I know this looks a hot mess, but I absolutely love it. This area here I plan to cut, put some nice benches out or something so you can sit here and, you know, kind of just chill before going into the campground if possible. Right here where these trees are, which is hard to see right now. I don't know what that is on that tree. It looked like some kind of berry. But there's a stream that goes through here that I'm going to clean up, which is why I want to put a bench or something right there. I don't know what is on that tree. I hate tall grass, y'all, because there's always snakes and stuff in it. But I'm trying to see what that is on that tree, because the berries look at the dragonfly. Oh, where is it? There's a frog. There's always a frog out here. Plenty of those. And of course, you know, we're going to have to maintain this, which is why we're going to get some goats, because I don't want to spray anything. I don't want anything sprayed because all of my animals will be out here. Get away from the gate. And I'm trying to get close to this tree, but I'm also trying to look in this grass because there's always a snake somewhere. I cannot tell what's on this tree. I didn't see this the last time I was back here. Or at least I didn't see fruit on it. What are those? You guys see that? I don't know what that is. Okay, let me check the ground first. That way everything that's moving can slither away. What are these? I know it's not poison, so I'm gonna grab one. What is that? I don't know. But it's a nice, pretty tree full of them. Every time I come back here, I find something new. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in my pocket so I can snap it later. And let's get on to the future campground. So I'm walking through this jungle area here, and it's hard to see, but this is where the water runs through. And so you basically going across like a fake bridge, little walkway area, which we're gonna have to get in here and probably wait until this vegetation dies down. Again, this is Michigan, so sometime around September, October, all of this stuff will be gone. And there was a very clear path in here when we originally looked at the property. But look at that. And again, the water is over there. Believe it or not, y'all, I am scared. I'm not scared of big animals, like a deer or something. That doesn't bother me. A deer. The snakes don't bother me much because they're kind of getting away from you. I'm scared of raccoons and possums, that kind of stuff, or rats. I don't like those people. And here is another view where you can see down in here a little better. and it's dry right now. So I think once we clean this up, it's going to be really pretty. And there's another part of the path, but this is the path that we're going to follow for now. And I want you to take a look. This will be so perfect for the campground. We also want to do some gardening back here. So we're trying to come up with a plan of what we're going to clear and how we can clear it to make sure that the glampers have their privacy. But at the same time, we want you to drive through this path. And once you get over here, you can see the farming part of everything. And then you going over to the campground, a glamp ground. Because in the end, one of the things that I want, let me flip this around. One of the things that I want is for you to be able to wake up out of your glamp tent and come and get you some fresh eggs from the chickens, maybe help out with some farm work if you choose to, or maybe you just want to look at the animals. I want you to have that opportunity. And another thing that I really want out here is I want a butterfly garden somewhere. Uh-oh, there's thunder. But I want a butterfly garden. Let's get on with this tour. It's pouring down rain. So I had a contractor out yesterday to give me an idea of what a brush cut would do and how much. And he told me it's like $3,500 for a day. And he basically said in a day they could clear a lot. I've also been in touch with forestry and natural resources so they can come out and help identify my timber, help me come up with a forest plan, because if I take trees down, I also want to be able to put things back so that it maintains this look. And it's a lot clearer right here, but like this is one of the spots that's not clear, but clearer. But these large trees, it's like I want to clear this out so that we can put an accommodation in this area. Same thing on this side, but of course I don't want you to be across from each other. Like I said, I do want that privacy part to be there, but this is what it looks like back here. And I am winding on this curb. So there's a path that's already here, and I've been on it. We've been on it a couple times, but we haven't been past that path. And that's kind of the problem, because when we're out here walking, we are nowhere near covering all of the property that we have, which is why I want the brush cut to come out. But take a look at the future of Michigan Memory Lane Campground. I don't know why I keep saying that. The future of Michigan Memory Lane Glampground. The possibilities are here. So if you saw my video about the house from hell, this just goes to show that things work out when they are supposed to. We got lucky with this property. I'm not going to turn the camera around towards me, that way you can look at all of this prettiness. But we got lucky with this property, and I cannot wait to take you all along with me on the journey of getting this together, one glamp site at a time, one thing at a time. There is no rush, because this belongs to us. We've already done the paperwork also with the Department of USDA to have our property categorized, as a farm. And I will do a video on that for you guys so you can see what that process is like. It's really easy. The first part of it, the paperwork is not hard paperwork. Why is this area so much bigger than the other part of the path? But the paperwork was easy. It's just fill it out, name, address, that kind of stuff. Nothing too strenuous. It's just a matter of doing the paperwork and reaching out to the right people to say, hey, this is what I have. This is what I want to do. What do I do? And they were so helpful with sending me the paperwork that I needed. Here's another tree. Not really sure what these little things are. And I don't know what poison ivy looks like. So I guess if I touch the wrong stuff, I'll figure it out, won't I? Now all of the dogs are here because they want to come out here so bad. Little Bitty, she been back there because at some point she figured out how to get out of the fence. And so she went back there. And I got to be honest, when I went back there and she came back there with me, I felt better because she would run ahead and look back at me telling me to come on. So if she wasn't scared, no need for me to be scared. And now we're back in the yard, just walking up towards the house. And the dogs are just circling me because that's what they do. They're herders, so they just kind of always push me when I'm walking to one side or the other. But I'm going to take you up here and show you the garden area, because the previous owners had begun a garden. They left a bunch of the pallets and wood, which is in that pile back there also. And I just took up from where they left off to start building my beds. But we did get here late in the season, so I really didn't concentrate on planting a lot. We just, you know, whatever was at the store, we just threw some stuff down. But next year, we'll be ready. It's a long walk, y'all. Okay. Okay, I had to catch my breath. So we're going back up towards the back of the house. Then I can show you my beautiful back porch. I really love this house. It is covered. It is sided with the metal siding with the black. And then it has a gray metal roof on it. There's a glove. Can never find these because they always take them and eat them. And it has this, okay, my bad. Where did I leave off at? So it's got the black siding with the gray metal roof on it. So the whole house is metal, which kind of does get in the way of the internet signal. It's got a full deck across the back of it, which we'll have to, you know, finish next year. Since the house has only been built, I don't think it's been built completed a full year. I think they moved in it or finished it sometime around September, October this year. So it'll be coming up on its anniversary. But this is the flower bed area. They had those 4 boxes there built. And then I built those 2 and I haven't finished. But they left all of these pallets everywhere, and that's what they used to build the box. So I set a group of them here. I just have to take apart 2 more to finish the sides on those boxes. But I'm probably not going to take these apart because I like the fact that they're whole. There are some 2-part ones around here that I'll take apart and use those. And I did not leave my Jimmy rigged whole house power, even though my dog house fell apart. But there it is. I'm going to do that same hookup here. This house has an outdoor furnace and air conditioner, as opposed to it being inside somewhere. There is a tankless water heater in there in the laundry room, but everything else, that way it didn't take up space. You know, didn't take up any real estate inside the house. So it sits right here. These 2 boxes that they left, there were potatoes in them. And when I went to clean them out, I started to see the potatoes. And so I put them back. Actually, I need to cover this one back up because there are potatoes growing. This one, I think, just has junk in it. I planted this. This is the one thing that I planted over here. So we have been coming out here getting, you know, these peppers off of here. I put some tomatoes and a couple of jalapenos down here. Again, that's all we found at the end of the season. So we kind of just like, oh, just stick something in. Yeah, look, and I got a nice size tomato right there. The jalapenos have no problem at all. You hear that thunder? Glad we got this done in time. And so the front yard, which is kind of hard for me to show you from the back. One thing about this fence is that I can't climb it because it's not sturdy for me to like put my weight on it. Not all of my weight. But this is the front yard. I dropped a couple of things out here in the yard, but I haven't really dealt with the front because there was so much work to do in the back. I've also been picking up plants on clearance. Any perennial on clearance, I will pick it up. It'll make it down here and into this yard. I do plan on planting this whole thing up, getting my fruit trees over here. They'll be in the front yard with my herbs because, you know, I like to landscape with food and not just pretty flowers. I do companion plants, so what's called nasturtiums and stuff like that will be incorporated only because they're beneficial. So that is pretty much it for the homestead tour. I will take you inside, but I got to tell you, I'll take you inside later. we haven't done anything to the inside. We have literally moved in, bought some family room furniture, little bedding, stuff like that, because we wanted to get this yard together, do as much as we could out here before summer was over and snow started coming. It's just amazing how things fall into order. But I do want to tell you that as of today, August the 20th, those people from the other house, the house from hell, still have not signed the document. But I can't say that I don't care, but you see why, you know, things worked out. And so when I get my back porch and look at this and think about all of the projects that I have to do, I am so unbothered by it, because I have everything that I was looking for. I have everything that I needed and not necessarily what I wanted, because what I wanted was not what I needed. So thanks for watching Fran at Officially Fran. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so I can go back and show you all of the projects that I have been doing since we've been here, to include the chicken feeders, the chicken waterers, in the garden, my fire log, DIY. I've just been doing a lot of stuff and filming it, and now I just got to sit my butt down and edit and get it out to you. Bye guys, take care until next time.